Everybody, Michael Gerald here for the Topwater King YouTube channel, and today we're here talking about two of my all-time favorite clear water baits. So I know I've been doing videos, lately and in the past on 5 or 6 or 10 or 12 different baits that I like using in clear water, but today I've decided to go down to two. The only two baits, soft plastic wise, that I throw in clear water. Now, I might, if you guys want me to, I might do a hard bait video because it's not going to be very long, but I might do a hard bait video. I probably end up will, but these are my soft plastic picks. Two baits total that I'll pick any day of the week. But first, we're going to talk about this new color from Doc's Lure Company. I'm really excited about it. I decided, I came out with, the black and green pumpkin laminate, the root beer and green pumpkin, the root beer and black, and a bunch of other different ones. And I decided, why not come up with a green pumpkin and June bug. And I tell you what, this thing came out perfect. I love it already. Looks like an awesome worm. You guys can see there. I'll kind of zoom it in there. Awesome looking color. It's got the purple on the bottom and the green pumpkin on top. Looks really, really cool. I definitely like it a lot. I think it'll be a great bait. So like I always say, if you want to purchase that bait, let me know down in the comments. If you want to purchase any of the baits in this video, you can email me at the email in the description, or you can comment down below, and then you can email me through that way. First, we got that out of the way. Now, on to the two, in my opinion, two best baits for clear water fishing. Number one is Doc's Lure Company 2-inch swimmer. So, I'll put up some pictures of fish that I've caught on the 2-inch swimmer. But this bait has caught a crap load of fish for me. I've caught a lot of bluegill, I've caught crappie, and I've caught bass on it. In my opinion, this is the easiest bait to use. It is not only the easiest bait, but it's also the best bait to use, in my opinion. Out of all the baits that I make here at Doc's Lure Company, out of all the baits that I use and throw on a daily basis when I go fishing, there's always one that I'll usually go back to. Now, during the summertime, it was the 8-inch slammer worm, which it'll probably be that this year. But when it goes really cool, like I'm talking really cool outside, goes from like 70s and 80s for highs down to 50s and 60s, there's one bait that I normally can get bit on any time of the year. Now, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you guys have seen a couple pictures that I posted a while back when it first started getting cold, and I was having a hard time catching fish. I'd go to this little guy right here, 2-inch Doc's Lure Company swimmer, and just slow roll that thing, and then catch fish. If I needed to catch a fish, if I wanted to catch a fish, at least one fish that day, I'd go to a 2-inch swimmer on a small jig head, and that's it. And I'd catch fish. 90% of the time, I'd catch fish. Now, there's two colors that I mainly throw. Just drop that one. Clean it off a little bit. This one right here, Doc's Lure Company 2-inch swimmer in the Crystal Shad, or this one right here, Doc's Lure Company 2-inch swimmer in Green Pumpkin Magic. Why those are the two best colors, I don't really know. I guess it's kind of just natural looking to the fish. This one here is a great imitator for glass minnows. If you have a lot of small glass minnows, that's a great color. It's a great combination there with a small jig head. Fishing around those tiny little minnows, you can catch a lot of fish doing that. This one here, I think, in my opinion, this one here works just about anywhere. I think this thing, I know for a fact that this thing catches walleye, it catches redfish and speckled trout down in the salt. It catches bass, bluegill, crappie, walleye. I've heard of it being able to catch small perch, which, perch are small normally anyways, but perch, they caught a lot of perch, and they've caught a crap load of different subspecies of bluegill. They've caught green sunfish hybrids, bluegill, green sunfish hybrids. They've caught just about every bluegill hybrid that you could think of that live in this area at least. This is a great bait. The Green Pumpkin 2-inch swimmer. I'll tell you guys a quick story, and I'll pop up some pictures here in a second. But me, my mom, and my dad went up to a pond with my little brother. Also, my little brother's birthday is tomorrow, so if you could leave him some happy birthdays or something down in the comments, that'd be nice. I'll show it to him. And anyway, we all went up to a pond, and it was too windy to film a video. I mean, it was like really bad. But what we were doing was we was taking fixed corks, kind of like, do I have one over here? Yeah, I do, right here. These little guys. That right there. That's what we were throwing. We had that about maybe 1.5 feet above the bait, small jig head, and 2-inch green pumpkin swimmers. That's it. That's all we had. So my mom, who doesn't bass fish a whole lot, she doesn't fish a whole lot in general, but she's getting more into it. I tell her basically just cast it out, and every once in a while just kind of hop it. That's basically all I tell her. She casts it out there. As soon as it hits the water, her cork goes sitting there, and then just whoop, gone. She didn't even move the bait, and the bass came up and grabbed it. About a 12-inch bass. And then, after she caught 2 or 3 bass, I caught a couple bass as well. She just went to slaying on crappie. So me and my dad, we done the same. We rigged our rods up the same way, and we just caught a bunch of crappie. I think we ended up catching 12 or 11 crappie that day, which for that pond is a pretty good day of crappie fishing. And they were all on the 2-inch green pumpkin Doc's Lure Company swimmer. And so I decided, you know what? We're slaying them on this bigger bait. Maybe I'll switch to the 1.5. They wouldn't touch the 1.5. I don't know why, but they wouldn't. When I've switched over to that 2-inch, they slammed that thing. And I'm talking basically all we were doing was we were casting it out, letting it hit the water, letting it sit for a second, and then just slow winding it, like super duper slow. And that cork was just kind of going across the surface like this. And all of a sudden that bait is just sitting there kicking back and forth, and pretty soon you'll just see your cork go whoop, like that, and you just start reeling and you catch fish. I caught a boatload of fish that day. My mom caught a boatload of fish that day. It was crazy. For that pond, that was one of the better days we've had as far as lure fishing. Most of the time you can slay them on live, like night crawlers, bluegill, but you can't really catch that many crappie on artificials up there. It's almost impossible, but we did it. We slayed them, and it was all on that bait right there. So what I love about this bait in particular is just a small, natural little minnow, and it's a great bait. I love this thing. You can get 15 of them in a pack for $4. It's an awesome bait. Personal favorite color is green pumpkin. My dad, he likes the Daredevil color, which is it's a white back and white tail with a little bit of a red belly. He likes that color. I personally like the green pumpkin or the crystal shad. My mom likes the green pumpkin or the crystal shad. And everybody else that I've talked to likes the green pumpkin, white, or crystal shad. So those there, as far as moving baits, are my favorite. You can get 15 of them per pack for $4, depending on, or how many you want. You can get a bunch of different packs of them, and the prices will be accordingly. But it's a great bait. I tell you what, if you want to catch a lot of fish quickly, you guys need to throw that. I know Muskie Hans has thrown that bait. He caught some walleye on it. I'm pretty sure he caught some bass and perch as well on it, so that's pretty cool to see too. Next bait, this is one of my favorites. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is it is a very small bait. It's a very finesse bait, but it can still catch big fish. A lot of people think that the smaller baits don't catch big fish. Well, I'll tell you quick here. I've caught a 4-pounder on this, and I've also caught a 4-pounder on this. This is the 4-inch Ultra Finesse Worm by Doc's Lure Company. This thing is a killer. I love this bait in so many different situations, whether it's drop shots, whether it's shaky heads, I'm talking everything, wacky rigs. One of the very few baits that I'll throw on a wacky rig is a 4-inch Ultra Finesse Worm, just because of how much action it has. If you look at this bait, it's kind of a rectangular bait. It has flat sides all the way around. And that catches so much water that it's stupid. When you wacky rig it with a tiny little bitty jig head, something even smaller than this, wacky rig it, just hook it right in the middle, just like that guy right there, just like that. And you cast it out there, and you let it sink down. And the way I've always fished it was I'd let it sink all the way down until I couldn't see it, and then when I couldn't see it, I'd pop my rod tip until I could. And then once I could see it, I let it go back down until I can't see it. And I caught so many fish doing that. It's honestly, sometimes when you're out there and you get to slaying them, I mean, honestly, you'd think it'd be something that, you're not supposed to fish because it catches so many fish. I've caught tons of fish on these, and something else that I've done was I was fishing one day. I'll tell you this quick story, and I'll actually post the picture up here too. One day, I could not get this fish to bite. I could feel it. I could feel it ticking the bait, but every time I set the hook, there's nothing there. So I started breaking the bait down. I took about a good ½ inch off and cast it back in there. Nothing happened. Took another ½ inch off. Nothing happened. So I took it and I cut it down to that little nubbin right there and put it on a jig head. Cast it out there. It sank down and I hopped it one time and I set the hook and it was a big old gigantic bluegill. Probably one of the bigger straight strain bluegill that I've ever caught. And I caught it on this bait, but I just took and broke it all the way down till it's about a ½ inch and put it on a small jig head. And that's it. That's all I had to do. And this thing actually has a really good action that way, because you guys can see, you know, it has an awesome little tail whip to it. It's a great bait. Drop shots and ultra finesse shaky heads are my two favorite ways of fishing this, especially in super clear water when I'm going for big bass. But a wacky rig is also a great way too. So this bait, you can also get 15 of them in a pack for $4. It's an awesome worm. I love this bait. Have caught a lot of fish on this bait and will continue to catch a lot of fish on this bait. So, thank you guys for watching once again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said earlier, if you want to buy these baits, go down in the description. There's an email, or you can comment down below and talk to me through there. Also, you guys may have noticed my last video and this video, I've been editing in pictures and stuff like that. I'm starting to kind of experiment a little bit with editing, so if you've made it into this point of the video, let me know how you think it looks and everything, because I watch it. I don't really watch my videos because I don't really want to make a view on the video. I don't really want to watch my videos because it makes an extra view that's not really a view. So let me know how it looks in your eyes. Thank you guys for watching once again.